Dennis Manoloff with us. All right, D-Man, they tell me you're not a big fan of uniforms one way or the other. But did you get a look at the
Listen,
Browns' new unis?
yes, I did. I looked at him for about 5 seconds. Here's the way I view it, and I've said this to you before on this show in the past. I don't give a fig about what uniforms the Cleveland Browns or any of the teams that I want to see do well are wearing. All I want to see is victories. Okay. That said, this is a very important distinction. That said, I am not get off my lawn guy. I'm not sitting there going, I won't look at them or, oh, they don't, they look nice. If they do, in fact, look nice. I don't have a problem with people who care about uniforms. I just don't care about them.
Oh, all right. You're entitled to that. There you go. You get a look at them. You got four different versions there. I would the one on the right. If you have to go with the color rush, I would wish they would have gone with white numbers, but that wasn't the choice. The helmets, the classic helmets, and so are the uniforms. I think of the Jim Brown days when I see this, but it's a little more modern. I guess the helmet has more color to it, but I like it. I like the white uniforms are tough to look good, especially with the Browns have a problem. They've got brown and orange, which is not one of the great color combinations. But I think this goes back to the old time fans. It doesn't leave the new fans in a lurch either, and I compliment them for it. Again, in my commentary, I said what I didn't want to see is everybody who had a hand in it would it's almost like you'd have five different things. It looks like they're all commonly what's the word they're talking about? Alignment. They're talking about alignment in the front office. That's what it looks like in the uniforms. Now, if you don't have a team that plays well, it doesn't matter what they're wearing.
Right, Les. But I am one of the reasons I'm not get off my lawn guy when it comes to uniforms is because players, they can feel good about a uniform they're wearing. They can feel excited to wear a uniform. I don't know what it's like to play in the NFL. I've never even sniffed tackle football proficiency. So if a player likes a particular uniform and he feels good in it, then who am I to tell him, oh, the uniform doesn't matter? I think most importantly for me, if I'm looking at the uniforms of my team, I don't want the horrific one more so than I'm worried about the real sleek one. I just want to make sure whatever they're going to be wearing is not, Chicago White Sox softball short style stuff. As long as they're not embarrassing, and I don't think that's the case here with the Browns. I think the Browns uniforms are fine.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is it goes back to the 50s in the 60s and even into the 70s. But these players weren't even born when that was popular and the Browns became that iconic franchise. But as these players walk around the building, which they'll hopefully do soon, there definitely is an understanding of what the history of the Browns is all about. Basically, because in the last 30 or 40 years, they haven't had much, since the Browns and the Denver Broncos, there hasn't been too much to relate to as far as Browns fans are concerned.
It's a great point, Les. And listen, if I were in charge of the Browns, I would have uh, each year my team breaking camp because we realize a lot of guys are going to get cut in training camp. But once you get your roster that breaks camp, I would sit them down in front of a movie and just make them essentially watch 60 to 90-minute history of the Browns and just have them understand this is the franchise that you represent. And yes, as you said, the success is essentially ancient history, but still there was a lot of success. And as long as you're wearing the Browns, as long as you have the name, the colors, you're in the city, you might as well know about the Jim Browns and the Marion Motleys and the Bill Willises and the Otto Grahams and the Paul Browns. Why not have each team watch a highlight film of this franchise every year?